Certainly we all recognize this is an issue that's got a lot of interest, and certainly more interest in the last couple of years given all the economic development happening in the GTA. The issue really is around the excess soil that's generated by excavation at the sites. It's really excess because it can't be used at the site, it can't be remediated, it's soil that has to be moved. The ministry encourages reuse of that soil for many reasons, one of them being we don't want unnecessary disposal at landfills and using up our landfill capacity. So where that soil can be reused in an environmentally safe manner, and that's the key, I think that helps all of us.
The first point I want to make is that this is a large-scale fill symposium. We're talking about the fill. This is not about filling at all. It's about digging holes. Why do we dig holes? I'm on Bay Street with my office. Across from me, they're putting any number now of condominium apartments. The first thing condominium buildings, the first thing they do is they dig a massive hole. And why do we dig a hole 6 stories deep? For parking cars. That's why we dig it, because the municipal bylaws of Toronto require it to be a big hole to park cars. We have heard some reference to the Ministry of Environment Standards. We dig holes to get stuff out of that spot because we want to build residences now, and there used to be an industry, and the ministry guidelines say you've got to get to a certain level of cleanliness so they can change the zoning from industrial commercial to residential. So, and okay, conceptually, there's some logic to that, but there's an awful lot of standards there, and some of them, in my opinion, are unnecessarily strict. So sometimes we're digging holes and moving dirt for really no good reason. And the other thing is project design. We're digging holes because we're changing grades, and I know that if you challenge an engineer with a problem about the amount of dirt you have to move, if you put a restriction on them, they will come up with a clever, maybe a little expensive, but a clever way to solve that problem and not move as much material. But we don't. We tell that engineer, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just truck it away. We'll put it in trucks and the trucks go away. So then why do we have to move so much? Because it's cheaper to move than incorporate it into the design.
In many of the sites in downtown Toronto, there are, an aspect of the site in reality that the potential meter or two of the top of the projects could be potentially contaminated with, when I define contaminated, we've always worked on a table that they exceed table 3 of the brownfield regs guidelines. And it's coming up with a solution that how do we segregate and deal with these sites, because it's obviously not efficient or practical to send an entire site that may have a little bit of contamination to a landfill.
We understand that for many of the large fill projects we have seen, a significant amount of the imported soils is coming from brownfield redevelopment projects in the GTA, either directly or indirectly through soil remediation facilities. A few points pulled from the MOE's website indicate that brownfields can pose a risk to human health because of the potential for contaminants to be left behind. What came as a considerable shock to LCCW in our research of the brownfield regulation, namely Ontario Regulation 15304, and was confirmed to us by MOE staff was the following. Under the regulation, the MOE does not require testing of the excavated material that has gone off of the brownfield property. The ministry does not regulate or require a record of the quality of any soil removed or where any soil excavated goes, nor does OREG 153 require that it be tested. It is usually up to the qualified person of the particular project to address if the material is a waste or if the material can be reused on another site. For LCCW, what is most concerning about the regulation is the critical omission regarding the lack of testing of excavated brownfield soils.
I challenge any of you to follow up to your residential developments, subdivision developments, soil landfill sites, or any other development site and tell me to any degree of accuracy where that imported soil originated from and to find the soil testing results of those deposits. You will be surprised at the limited information you will find. This results in confusion, public alarm, and fear, inconsistent practices, and possible threat to our environment and drinking water. Those realities now rule the day.